Welcome to another episode of the University of Findlay's Arts and Culture Television. I am Sharinda Welton, your host. And today we are welcoming Emily Miner. Welcome, Emily.
Thank you.
We're so excited to have you here on set today.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
And you have an accompanist with you, John.
Yep.
Nice to have you here also.
Nice
and
to be here.
We'll be hearing from you in a few minutes on the guitar. So Emily, we met back in Nashville a couple of years ago at a conference, and then we got to see each other again last October in Chicago.
Yeah.
So excited to have you in Findlay. You're on tour right now.
Yeah, we're traveling all over playing music,
So, and your music has a heart from North Carolina, correct?
Yeah, I grew up on the coast of North Carolina, and then now we live in Nashville doing this full time.
Beautiful area.
Yeah.
Nashville's fun for the rolling hills and the plantations.
Yeah.
But North Carolina with the ocean, ugh.
Yeah, it's kind of the best of both worlds because out there you've got the ocean on one side and then you turn to the left and there's cornfields and cotton, and it's really just the quintessential place to grow up, I think. So.
And you're gonna get to head that way here in a couple weeks for a little bit of a sabbatical before you go back on tour, correct?
Yeah, we're gonna take a little bit of a break and go home and see some family, and then hit the road running again.
Good.
So yeah.
It never ends in the world of music.
No.
And when you're taking a little bit of a respite, I know a lot of times that means getting rejuvenated and energized and already starting to write that next hit.
Yeah, exactly. We basically get time to go home and catch up on laundry and maybe write a song or two, and then tour again and go home and catch up on laundry and write a song or two. It's a cycle.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's an addictive cycle.
It is. If it's a lot of fun, to get to do what we love to do, and make a job out of it that provides for us is just really incredible.
And you guys met while you were in college, correct? Where did you go to school?
Yeah, I went to school at East Carolina University in Greenville, North Carolina, and John had a band there, and I just started playing with them and hanging out and kind of just getting my feel on stage, and we became fast friends, and the rest is history.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very awesome. So with your music, I know that you really love the 90s, but the genres and the influences that have impacted your life are quite the gamut.
Yeah, the radio was always on growing up for me, and so it was everything. It really was a vast selection of music of all different types of genres. We didn't travel a whole lot as a family, and so, I know like a lot of people like to take a lot of family vacations and expose their kids to these cultural things, and we couldn't afford it, but the radio was always on, and that to me is the greatest gift that my family could have given me. With my mom, it was everything from the great powerhouses of country music to Michael Jackson or the Bee Gees or Fleetwood Mac, and with my dad, it was, Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson and a lot of rock and roll too, some Stevie Ray Vaughan, so I really got a good dose of all of it, and I try to incorporate those elements in the stuff I write and the songs that I like to cover.
And from some of the feedback that has been provided from the critics, they say that you are a little package with a powerful punch, and that you are not someone that just does a little bit of bebop and a little bit of ooh-la-las, that you like the content, you like to give a story, you like to give something that somebody wants to chew on for a while and be inspired or be encouraged or be challenged. So where did that come from?
I think just as a songwriter, it's kind of my job to tell stories. And I think everybody is looking for someone to relate to. And if I can put a story in a song that makes someone hear it and they say, oh my gosh, I feel the same way. And then, it kind of brings a peace or a joy to someone. That's kind of what inspires it all. So whether it's something that I'm going through personally and I'm writing down my own feelings, or, sometimes I like to just create a character and a storyline and say, well, how would I feel if I were in that situation? I've never experienced it, but someone has. And to put that to music, it's really cool to create that. And that's part of one of my favorite things about what I get to do is the songwriting.
And it's generous because some of it's true, some of it's created or inspired, but really a musician who takes the time to write something is saying, I'm opening my soul. Here it is.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. You may reject me. You may accept me. And that's a raw place to get to.
It is. It's really vulnerable. And I mean, these songs are kind of like your babies too, and you're hoping that everyone's going to love them and accept them, and sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. But I mean, it's part of the process of it. But for the most part, everyone is super receptive of what I've put out there, and that's just really a blessing.
So you and the other musicians were really the first Facebook.
Yeah.
Where here it is.
We
this
were
is
the
what
first
we're thinking.
away message and status. Yeah, Facebook status. Yeah, we were. Yeah.
So, and have you found that with the culture changing and attention spans changing, we've gone from MySpace to Facebook to Instagram to the Vimos. Are you realizing and feeling the challenge of trying to pack more punch into a shorter song, or are people still willing to pay for the version that tells the story? Is it a gift that they expect now, or where is that going, and how does that feel for the writer right now?
I think we're all trying to figure it out, honestly, because you're right, the attention spans are so much shorter now, and you do have to really grab someone's attention, or they're on to the next thing on that feed of whatever it is they're looking at. And so that's hard. And it's hard to kind of put it all out there in a short amount of time. But, I think there's so many ways to attract people to what you're doing, whether, it's not just your music, it's who you are as a person, it's the personality that you portray on these platforms. And so I think a lot of times people might come to my page because they say, oh, I love her music, and oh, I love her style, or I love that she's married to her guitar player, or whatever, I love her personal life, or vice versa. They might go, well, I really like something about her. Oh, wait, she's a songwriter too. Let me go check out her music. So I think, sometimes it's really great because you're able to expose so much of yourself to so many people that you wouldn't typically reach. And then sometimes it can be a hindrance. So, I think we're all trying to figure it out, and I don't know that there is an answer.
Well, and what works for one may be totally different for another, because it's your comfort level of what you have out there too.
Exactly. And I feel like once I have something mastered, like once I've figured out what people want to see on Instagram, it changes the next day. So there is no ever figuring it out.
Which also keeps it engaging.
Yeah.
It's part of the excitement of the cycle, I'm guessing.
But just being able to reach people that you wouldn't typically reach, it's just really cool how people can discover new things with these platforms.
And talking about reaching people, I'm going to segue into some of the honors and opportunities you've had, because in relocating to Nashville, you've had opportunities to network with different agencies, different artists, and you've had some really super special opportunities to open for some names that people are familiar with.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to mess up the surprise. I'm going to let you tell us who are some of those wonderful people.
We've been out with Lee Brice before, who's a big country superstar. Maddie and Tay, Scotty McCreery, Parmalee, which is a lot of fun being out with them because we're from the same area. And so those guys are country through and through, and when we're with them, it's kind of like being with family. But yeah, and even some of my heroes like Sammy Kershaw. I grew up listening to Sammy Kershaw all the time. I used to stand on the fireplace hearth, and that was like my stage. And I used to sing Cadillac Style to the top of my lungs. So to open for him, it was really cool. We have had some really awesome opportunities.
That is so neat. And with that, have you found that it makes it easier to go out on tour yourself after having those experiences with them? Or are you using that as continuing education with watching how their management does things, how their sales?
Yeah.
Because there's so much more to touring than being on the stage.
Yeah, actually,
you have to protect yourself in other places.
Yeah, that little 45 minutes you're on stage seems like the smallest part of everything we do, because you're right, there's meet and greets, and then there's sound checks, and being able to stand side stage and watch someone else perform and see how they're doing things, I always walk away going, wow, that was really cool the way they did that, and I've never tried that before. I think I want to try something similar. Or, I've noticed that they do this and the fans love it, so why don't we try to figure out how we make that work for us? Not necessarily copycat it, but how do we take that and make it fit with what we're doing? So I'm always kind of soaking it up like a sponge and seeing what's working for other people and what I think we could incorporate into what we do.
That's neat. With that, you were talking about the country artists, and then earlier you were mentioning the other influences. I've had the honor of sitting in a couple of your concerts, and one of the things that I absolutely love is the fact that there will be a diverse audience there, and you may start to sound country in one song, but then you can take a cover song and remain true to its sound, who it is, but yet sing it in your style.
Well,
and I don't hear a lot of artists successfully do that. They struggle with giving the song its due, but still put their twist on it. How do you do that? Because you're very gifted with that. And I have literally watched a room of hundreds of people go, and just totally, they're on ya.
Well, thank you. No, I think it took figuring out that no matter what, I'm a country artist and country music is what I love through and through. But I mean, like I said, I can't deny the influences I had as a kid. You know, Michael Jackson was on the radio just as much as Tammy Wynette or Dolly Parton was for me. And so, I think just figuring out what your sound is and how you can take these songs that really influence you but not change what you're doing. It's just really something I think you have to learn over time how to do. But I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You've done it all. I've just been honored to sit in the audience and enjoy the talent. So
thank you.
You are very welcome. And I think that this would be a great time for us to share with the audience some of your talent.
Yeah, so we're going to do a song. It's called Who Needs a Crowd, and it's a song I wrote about growing up in North Carolina. We've lived in Nashville for 7 years now, and it's exploded.
It has.
Yeah, and I'm a small town girl, so sometimes it gets to be a little too much, and I got to just kind of head back home where it's a little slower paced, and that's kind of what this song is about. So this one's Who Needs a Crowd. He said, baby, what you wanna do tonight? Well, I was thinking we could take a drive and get lost down some road past the county line. It seems we're always heading downtown to hang out, but those cornfield stars don't ever burn out. Yeah, they shine brighter than city lights. Oh, where just 100 miles from everywhere is a hidden piece of land where we can be ourselves, dancing to the sound of a rippling creek, running through the grass in our bare feet. And we'll leave town, get out, baby, I don't care, when we're in the middle of nowhere and our heartbeats are the only sound. Who needs a crowd? It's like everybody's wanting all our time. The world's moving fast and it's passing by. Let's slow it down and get back to the start. Or I could put on my makeup and get dressed up, but I know something better than all that stuff. Let's take it back to where you stole my heart. Yeah, just 100 miles from everywhere is a hidden piece of land where we can be ourselves, dancing to the sound of a rippling creek, running through the grass in our bare feet. And we'll leave town, get out, baby, I don't care, when we're in the middle of nowhere and our heartbeats are the only sound. Who needs a crowd when the madness gets too loud? Let's run away to where no one knows our names. Oh, where just 100 miles from everywhere is a hidden piece of land where we can be ourselves, dancing to the sound of a rippling creek, running through the grass in our bare feet. We'll leave town, get out, baby, I don't care, when we're in the middle our heartbeats are the only sound. Who needs a crowd? Who needs a crowd?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is a little bit of power. No, it's a great big
Thank you.
power punch in a small frame. 4'11", right?
That's right. That's right.
Oh man. And I wish we had time. We would love to hear more and
Yeah.
more. But for those who are watching, could you please tell us how we can get connected to your media and music and what's going on in your life, please?
Absolutely. So you can find me at emilyminer.net. All my tour dates are up there. I'm traveling around all kinds of schools and campuses right now and festivals, opening for some fun people.
And you have a band also, right?
Yeah, which
so
we
you do
normally
solo,
travel with.
and then
yeah.
you also do the band.
Yeah, we normally have our full band, and that's so much fun.
Is that also Emily Miner?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just Emily Miner. And then I'm on Instagram and Twitter and all the fun stuff at Emily Miner Music.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That is, thank you for being
Of course,
here.
thank you for having us.
And I'm glad that you were able to make it fit your schedule to stop by.
Of course.
It's always wonderful when we can have artists on set that we get to introduce to people as well as get them reconnected if they've been following you.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you.
And safe travels and enjoy that time with family, as well as I'm looking forward to watching you one day be on television at that small little show called Country Music.
I know.
Shores. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
CMAs.
That would be fun.
You will be there.
I sure hope so. Thank
yes,
you.
it's just the timing of when you will be there. So, all right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And John, thank you for your beautiful playing. Thank you so much for joining us at Findlay's University Arts and Culture Show. I'm Sharinda Welton. Look forward to seeing you the next time.